All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Ephraim. Today's date is December 6th, 2022. And if you're listening to the sound of my voice, you were blessed to see another day. And for that, all praise, honor, and glory is due to the Most High God of Israel for now and forever. All right, welcome, everybody, all my new subscribers. Welcome. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell and select all. So that way you'll be notified every time I upload a new presentation, Real Talk Tuesday episode, or Shabbat sermon, or anything along those lines, or Thinking Out Loud segment. Right? So we're going to keep it moving. I want to thank you all for continuing to be active and commenting and liking the videos. And, I try to engage with them as much as possible. And please continue to do that. It all helps in the viewership. Now, today, I know it's a little late, but, I had to, my mom is elderly, had to make sure I had to pick her up, take her to her appointments and stuff like that. And, run her around, make sure she was good. And I had to kind of do what I had to do for me. And so, I'm getting a little late start, but I was really wanting to do this Real Talk Tuesdays episode. Because, I got to give my opinion on this whole Deion Sanders situation. A lot of our brothers and sisters literally have the gall and the audacity to call this brother a sellout because he gave, Jackson State, 3 years, made them relevant again, 2 championships. And so for him to go and spread his wings, he's a sellout. Anyway, I'm going to deal with that on this Real Talk Tuesdays episode. But let me preface by saying, in the spirit of full transparency, right? Because throughout my life, you all know, if you know me, or know of me and my background, whatever the case may be, I'm old school, right? Me and Deion the same age. We came up together. I personally know Deion, right? And I'll get into that in a minute. But there's only a couple dudes throughout my life that I could think of that I rocked with them no matter where they were, right? And from my memory, it was Charles Barkley. Didn't matter where he went. I rock with him. Back in the day, Charles Barkley was a beast, man, for Philadelphia. He was different. You know what I'm saying? So no matter where he went, I rocked with him. Allen Iverson, no matter where he went, I rocked with him. Um, uh, who else? Mike Vick, no matter where he went, I rocked with him, right? LeBron James, no matter where he went, I rocked with him. And to an extent, Carmelo Anthony, and last but certainly not least, Mr. Prime Time, Deion Sanders. I mean, I was saying he was the greatest cornerback that ever lived back in 1994. And that's our era. That's when we met. And I'm gonna get into that in a minute. But I felt that way back then. So he only added to that. Since that, he won that one championship with San Francisco. And then he came on to Dallas and won one there, right? So I always had a respect, for his talent, his brashness. He talk trash shit, but he back it up. And how I met Deion, we go back 28 years. Longer than most, than most of his kids was even before most of his kids were even born. His oldest son, Deion Jr., I think he might have been like 2 or close to 2 years old, something like that, back in '94. And then he had a daughter, Deandra. She was about I want to say about 7, 8, something like that, maybe 9ish, somewhere in there between 7 and 9 or whatever. Well, we met because when Deion signed for that 1 year with San Francisco, he came out with a song and a single called "Must Be the Money." And if for the older cats, there was back then that y'all know that. Or remember that Deion and Hammer was real tight. He was kind of, in a lot of ways, he would emulate Hammer, with the dancing and the carrying on and whatnot. Well, anyway, what happened was Hammer had busted records when he was really coming up, and he was really blowing up in the music industry back in like 91, 92. Well, anyway, he gave busted records to his brother Louis Burrell, right? Hammer's real name is Stanley Burrell, right? So what happened was they introduced me to Deion. Well, I met Deion through our man Silky Slim. Rest in peace. Todd White, aka Silky Slim. And, Silky Slim was trying to do his thing with the music, the management and all that. And he was trying to do a protein drink for bodybuilders and all that kind of stuff like that. Well, anyway, Deion, he's very competitive. I mean, he come to the studio. He always talking trash. Oh, y'all don't want me to come in here and freestyle for y'all. Shit, I'm shut it down. He just coming there like, man, go rest your nerve, go sit down somewhere. Boy, he just Deion coming around just talking trash, right? But it was all in fun. It was all good. We didn't have no camera phones back then, but I mean, even if we did, the dudes that was around then, it wasn't no dudes taking no pictures of other dudes, no matter who it was. And we was around some high powered dudes. We just wasn't like that. It wasn't that kind of thing. So anyway, I was a very talented writer. And so when he signed his contract with San Francisco, they gave him a Mercedes Benz and a house out in Vineyard Hills in Fremont. It was right outside of Frisco. He didn't live in San Francisco. He lived in Fremont, right? And so they bought him a nice Benz, peanut butter guts, the whole nine, brand new. And those were just bonuses that they gave him for signing, right? That's the stuff Deion was on. The brother always knew his worth, right? So anyway, long story short, I was one of the best writers, in the camp, on the label, whatever the case may be. So they wanted me to do his album, write his album for him. So I knew him from coming by the studio and just kind of, just shooting the job with us, stuff like that. But I was like, all right, cool. So I actually got a chance. I started kicking it with Deion. He come pick me up. He swooped me. We go in the Benz. We bending corners. Me and Deion Sanders, right? And he was a cool cat. Always talking. And I always respected the fact. My mom called me one day and we was riding. We was going to the lumber, to the thing to pick up something from the hardware store. And I remember my mom called me. She was like, "What you doing?" I said, "Well, me and Deion about to go in the." And then she said, "Oh, the football guy." I said, "Yeah, he right here." I said, "You want to talk to him?" I said, "Deion, say what's up to my mom real quick." And he got the phone and talked to mom for a minute. That was cool, stuff like that. He was just a down to earth dude, And then the gravity of the moment really hit me. Like, man, I'm sitting here like an arm length away from the greatest cornerback that ever played the game. I mean, I never told him that, but I'm in my mind, in my heart of hearts, I'm thinking it, like the gravity of the moment, right? So anyway, I'm sharing that with you all just to say this. And I got some other little stories, but I'm gonna save that for like later or whatever, another time. I say that to say this because when you get to know a person, on a personal level, right? You will have a somewhat of a different perspective, of the person. Now, I'm not saying that to say that my view of him and anything that he may do, it would be skewed because I got to know him, on a personal level. But I know the man. I had a chance to actually be around, him, the man, not just what people see on TV and maybe interviews, whatever the case may be. And I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, pretty much what y'all see Deion how he is, like in interviews, stuff like that. That's how he is. He's a cat that there's no frills with him. Like he is who he is, man. And I always respected that, about him, man. Always approachable dude, and that kind of stuff. So I wanted to share that because when I give my take on, Deion took over the Jackson State head coaching job, and I don't care what anyone says, man. He gave that program as HBCU. I'm all for HBCUs. He gave them relevancy. I mean, 2 SWAC championships back to back. The whole nine, right? So the brother did. They paid him to do a job, and I mean, and the money wasn't all that. Matter of fact, I believe he dedicated half his salary back to the program. You understand? But that don't get talked. They don't talk about that, and that's what really what gets me about our people. Like, listen, man. At the end of the day, man, and this is me talking. This is my personal opinion, man. First of all, I'm proud of Deion, and if our man Silky Slim was here, he'd be just as proud as I am because I know him, right, and I know his heart. And so, I mean, he is a sincere dude, man. When he says it's about those kids, he really means that it's about those kids, man. He really cares in his heart about those kids and developing young men into men. You understand? I didn't know act on him. I'm gonna tell you that straight up, right? So I feel like it wasn't about the money. He got an opportunity to coach Jackson State, like I said, HBC. Okay, cool. Came in, did his thing, man. Back-to-back championships, man. What more do you want the brother to do? I mean, that's my thing. What more y'all want him to do? Look, Prime, I don't know if you will ever see this or, or whatever the case may be. But you know who I am, and if you don't, hit me on the DM or whatever they call that. You know what it is, man. You know, we go back 1994, up in Northern Cal or whatever the case may be. I feel like I want let the brother grow, man. Let him do his thing. Let him excel. Let him, evolve and grow and prosper, right? Because the one constant thing he said in his interviews and stuff is true when it comes, especially when it comes to black coaches. You either they're gonna elevate you, or they're gonna you're gonna elevate, or what's the other word he said? They're gonna get rid of you. I can't remember how the little rhyme he said, but it's true. So from his position, he's elevating, man. He did his thing, and I believe our people should allow him opportunity to grow and branch out. And I mean, this may open up the doors for other black head coaches. I mean, because it's not a lot of black head coaches, man, on any level. You understand? So I mean, I'm pushing for him. I'm pushing for him to do well. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, um, it's like with anything, man. You're not going to be able to please everybody all the time. Somebody always got something to say. And I said, this internet stuff, man. See, back in the day, man, we ain't had this internet stuff. Somebody can just get online and just Twitter fingers and just say all kind of foolishness and say all kind of stuff with their mouth. I promise you, if this was back in the day, man, we trying to see where we trying to pull up and see what's happening. Like I mean, that's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't no email was pulling up to your wherever you was at and seeing what's happening with you, seeing what you got going on. Because I mean, we didn't play that, phone courage and all that back in the day, man. We gonna pull up and see you, Jack. We gonna see what's happening. And so, but now people get on the internet. Oh yeah, Prime, he's a sellout, and I know he was going to do it. He used Jackson State. Woo, woo, woo. Well, I mean, listen, I don't condone that talk. You talking about using somebody? He's Deion Sanders, world champion, Super Bowl champion. You understand? Was in a Super Bowl and a World Series. He used Jackson State. I might want to change that around. Not that I'm saying that, but I'm saying like our people talk and run their mouth, man. They don't really know what they be saying. He is Deion Primetime Sanders, in my opinion, the greatest cover corner to ever play the game. Period. He's solidified. He's Super Bowl champion, 2 teams. He you know what I'm saying? He got the gold jacket. He's in the Hall of Fame. All that. You understand? So he elevated the Jackson State program. He got them to 2 state champions back to back. I mean, what more does he have to prove? What more? I mean, why y'all don't want the brother to grow? I don't understand that mentality, man. Let him live. Let him do his thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Wish him well. Y'all take what he gave y'all and build on it. You understand? Let that man continue to grow, man. That's all I'm saying, man. And I don't think I'm biased at all, because I'd be saying this even if I didn't know him personally, have a chance to kick it with him and around him, whatever the case may be. I would still be saying this as a black man, because listen, we don't get a lot of opportunities, even if your name is Deion Sanders. And I should tell you something. Now, what I just said right there, that was a mouthful, because we do not get a lot of opportunities. Even with the name and a resume like Deion Sanders, wouldn't nobody beating his door down and give him a coaching opportunity. But he's shown and proven that he's that dude and he can coach. He can do that. You understand? Because when you give our people an opportunity, we know we got to make the best of it, man. Because listen, man, it may be a long while before we get another one. You understand what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to speak on that. Shout out to you, Prime. Much love, my brother, man. Much love to you. Maybe one day we'll connect. Go out and just kick it one for old time's sake or whatever. I don't know. Have a conversation. Just kick it like two OG brothers, man, from back in the day, man. Getting up there doing our thing. So I just wanted to say that, man. Y'all know how I do. That's my 2 cents. Whatever it is, it ain't right, it ain't wrong. It's mine. So on that note, I wish Prime and his family well. Until next time, this is Dr. Ephraim signing off. Say shalom, elect.